important development has taken place in Manipur. Mortal remains of 6 people have been found and suspected to be the missing Nagas. Now the issue is that the 14 Kuki individuals who were abducted by the armed groups in Manipur Senapati district nearly a month ago, they were released. Now, welcoming this development, the Chief Minister of Naga and Meghalaya had sought the safe release of the 6 Naga hostages. Now, the issue is that after nearly 24 hours of sustained search operations involving around 450 personnel of the Manipur Police, CRPF and Assam Rifles, assisted by sniffer dogs and forensic expert teams, the mortal remains of the 6 persons were recovered this afternoon, said the police in an ex-post. The deceased are believed to be among those taken hostage from the Leilon Vaiphei on the May 13, 2026. Now, if this happens, I believe this is going to have very grave consequences. I'm joined by the input editor of News9, Brijesh Pandey. Brijesh, the body is being recovered. I don't think it's going to be taken very lightly. I think it's going to have serious consequences.
It's an extremely bad piece of news, Karthikeya. The fact is that yesterday all hopes were high after the release of 14 Kuki who were in the captivity, and many believed that 6 Nagas who were in captivity will also be released. But after 24 hours search by the entire police, CRPF and Assam and other forces, what has emerged is an extremely shocking piece of news where 6 Nagas who were held hostage are supposed to have died. There are certain Kuki organizations, they have come and condemned this dastardly attack. But I don't think that this is going to help anything. This is very bad news as far as Manipur is concerned, and what will happen is that from tomorrow onwards, Karthikeya, there's going to be a new spike as far as violence and clash between Kuki and Naga community. It's bad news as far as Manipur is concerned.
What is really shocking is that picking up with the civilians and killing them, holding them hostage. This really needs to end. For the Chief Minister to say that this is a to come out and say, make those appeals. I think that's okay. These are courtesies and niceties. But what really needs to happen is strong message needs to go out that innocent civilians cannot be picked up. And these armed organizations are having a run in the state in the sense that if they can pick up anyone, kill anyone, hold hostage anyone, I think that's going to give a very bad signal, because ultimately Manipur cannot live in a parallel universe where you have burst of peace and then violence, and then the protests, police not being allowed to go to parts of Manipur, Assam Rifle not being allowed to move in the highways being jammed. I think this perpetual anarchy, Brijesh, is a big problem.
No, but I think, Karthikeya, time has come for the government to take extremely strict action until unless the government takes those people, individuals or group which has indulged in this kind of macabre situation where 6 Nagas have been killed in this cold-blooded fashion. I don't think the situation will improve at all. It will prove to be another long spell of hostility between the Kukis and the Nagas. If you remember, a couple of days before, the CRPF DG, while interacting, said that 2 Cobra battalions had gone there, and he even went on to say that why is the government giving you bullets? The government is giving you bullets because you need to send a message. It was very clear what CRPF DG meant, and I think time for that action has come. And until unless some big action is taken against people or organization which is behind this dastardly killing of 6 Nagas, I think situation is going to turn very, very bad for Manipur. And I fear that until unless a quick search and operation and also capturing of those who are behind this, then we are bound to witness what we saw initial from 2023 onwards between the Kukis and the Maitis.
My biggest issue is that 3 years and nothing has been done to ensure that these leaders who are part and parcel of this organized violence are taken care of. My issue is that Manipur should not be treated like a state in northeast India which will eventually heal as the time passes. And I'm choosing my words very carefully. कि वक्त को गुजरने दो, उबाल को कम होने दो. I think that approach is not going to work.
No, it has not been working. It has not been working, Karthikeya, for a very long time now. And until unless the government of Manipur is stuck in its own delusion, I mean, writing is clear on the wall. And until unless the government takes very strong action against these kind of vigilantes or these kind of groups which are the operating force, or even if it is across the border, a forceful seizure of guns which are out there in the hands of people who think that they are law unto themselves. There's forceful, laying siege to the police station and forcing them to release police station or Assam Rifle camps and forcing them to release, people who have been arrested by them. Until unless the government is going to do this, and nothing is going to change, and the situation will go from bad to worse. There was a lull before this act has taken place. The 3 pastors who were killed ensured that Manipur put back Manipur on the powder keg, and this 6th death, I think what the forecast is extremely gloomy as far as Manipur is concerned.
What is the worst part to me, Brijesh, and that's how I'm going to end this conversation, is that first 2 communities were involved. The Kukis were involved and the Maithis were involved. Now 3 communities are involved with each other. Now Nagas are involved and the Kukis are involved. Nagas can't go to the Kuki areas, the Kukis can't go to the Maithi areas, Maithis can't go to the Naga areas, Naga or Kuki areas. This makes administration very, very tough. This makes movement very, very tough. And I think with this we can only hope and pray that the valley remains peaceful. But the fact of the matter is that someone should ponder, how come something that was limited to 2 communities, it has spread to 3 communities? So this is all we have on News9. Our special coverage on Manipur will continue.